Happy Halloween, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible, a Wood Elf production. This week, the gents kick off with how starving artists despise AI music, Simlish, love for a Cthulhu-run Ohio, and expanding Halloween worldwide. But the main event is a taste test tango between M&M's to Lisa's Pieces, Butterfingers to Rice Krispies Blocks. Yes, it's time for Candy Tier List. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Distractible, your favorite podcast, the best podcast, and as far as I know, the only podcast that exists. Right, guys?
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
I don't know, I was a host on another one, the most popular episode on another one, but sure.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, welcome to Distractible. This is the show where we three boys compete to win this show. I'm going to be the host for this week. My name is Bob, and my two friends are going to be competing. That would be Mark and Wade.
Hello.
It's us, ya boys.
It is
Ya
your boys. We are
And-
your boys.
Oh,
I'm done. I'm sorry. I don't mean to speak out of turn, sire.
no, I felt bad for cutting you off. I do that a lot. I'm not a good listener or a meterer of my talking. I just talk and talk and talk. And you guys are like, let me talk. And I'm like, no, I'm talking. Listen to my voice.
You are the judge. You have the right.
Oh, it's not like that. It's not like that.
Today I am God. And as the judge, which per my usual rules, I will give out points. But today is special because I will give out points and track them very precisely with the Intel scoreboard.
Ooh.
Every time points happen, you'll hear this sound.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a good sound.
Angelic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Intel sound. Thanks for sponsoring this episode, Intel.
It's not like Will's shitty old sound with little coins hitting a jar. Blink. What was that? Dumb. He's gonna edit me to sound stupid the rest of the episode, isn't he?
Ah, God, I hope so.
All right, fair enough.
He's gonna get Mark Bot and replace you.
I deserve it. I deserve it.
you ever heard of the ship of Theseus?
The ship of Theseus. That was very funny, Mark. I'm glad you did that, and it wasn't
Yeah.
at all a robot.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the funny guy of this podcast. We all know this.
Yeah.
You could laugh at that. You could make me feel better about that statement. I kind of threw it out there.
I laughed internally.
That wasn't a joke. That was honesty. I was just saying, yeah, you're right. You are the funny man.
Muted indifference somehow hurts harder.
My mime boy pointed at you.
Hey, well, hey, you know, I know how to hurt you. So, if
that's true,
I'm
that's
not
true.
doing the voice, I'm on your side, buddy.
Thanks, man. That really means a lot.
I know how to hurt you. I know it matters.
Please don't.
Don't say it like that. That's not good.
I know how to get to you.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Today's topic is going to be a fun one.
Christmas.
Not yet.
Okay.
Soon.
But the stores tell me it is.
Right after this, the moment we're done recording this, you have to start listening to Christmas music, though. That's the rule. But for today,
Yay.
it's going to be about Halloween. And it's going to be a revisit to a format that was, I think, kind of popular, kind of controversial. I think people were into that episode. But before we really dig into that, of course, we have to do small talk. That's the rules.
That is the rule, yes.
As established by you, the judge, I agree.
Yeah, you better if you want to get those sweet points.
Unless you know how to get to me.
I don't want to date this too much, but we did just hang out not too long ago, so we kind of caught up a bunch. But anything happened since we were all together in Los Angeles?
Nothing good.
I finally finished my big editing sprint. If people are wondering why I've been missing from my own channel for a while, it's because I've been extremely busy editing a TV show. And it's not that I did the entire editing. I was just like polishing it up, and it's very good now, and yada yada. And I probably shouldn't say any more, but I'm saying more because that's all I've been working on. I've been doing literally nothing but that.
Say more.
I can't.
What show is it, Mark?
It's For the Edge of Sleep.
Oh, right. That's not secret anymore.
Yeah,
I was
I
there
could
for
say
that.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought you were just making a FNAF Let's Play a whole show out of it.
God.
So that's why we're in LA. Mark filmed the whole series, and he's been furiously editing it.
I gotta get more FNAF, guys. I gotta get it. It's the only thing.
So when are you going to do your Choose Your Own Adventure YouTube original FNAF
My
series?
FNAF, my own adventure. I don't know.
Do I make out with Foxy or Freddy? Click. It's like Dora, but choose your own.
That's just Five Nights at Fuck Boys. Did you guys ever play that one?
Oh, it's true.
Oh, that existed.
I played that one.
Existed.
They all got copyright struck recently.
I believe it. Yeah.
Well, that seems like what that law is about.
They don't have to use it.
Did you guys see with AI, like image generation, like all the individual artists have been very upset for
The boobs?
Not talking about the boobs
The
specifically.
anime boobs?
That's a different one.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's a subset of it.
Can you send me that link?
It's not really anyway. It's a subset of it, right?
Yeah.
So, but as soon as these AI models started coming out that could replicate music, like it's not even good. Like it's not even good,
I
right?
didn't know that one existed.
So AI can you give it 10 seconds of a song and then it'll continue the song. And it's like there was the one that was shown to me by Nico from Corridor was like, Rickroll, whatever the actual song is.
The Rick Astley song.
And then instantly after 10 seconds it went, it was like really jank, not that good. But Nico was like, yeah, you hearing that? I'm like, I'm hearing it, man.
I will say, I think they posted that on socials or something. I saw Nico showing that to one of the Corridor crew.
Yeah.
And I heard it and I was like, okay, Never Gonna Give You Up, that song. And when it got to the AI part, I was like, huh. This must be like a B-side I never heard before. It sounds kind of like it. It's weird.
But the thing is, that's the state of where the technology is at this point. But as soon as that started coming out and people are hearing about it, instantly the music industry was like, this is a danger to our musical artists. We gotta shut that shit down. We gotta burn it down. And meanwhile, individual artists have been are getting progressively screwed over by AI art, both stealing their styles and also taking jobs from them. It is a useful tool and I think there's a future for it, but now.
Yeah, but people care about music, Mark.
People care about money. It's there's a thing about the starving artist.
Poor artist.
I know, right?
I gotta say, I hadn't heard about that. And I know that there are issues with streaming and musical artists face a lot of different issues right now from how music is sold and shared and monetized and stuff. I don't think the companies and huge multinational corporations that are all up in arms about the AI stuff are any less complicit in absolutely fucking all their musicians in the behind.
Yeah.
I get that they want their money, but the musicians are sitting there like, wow, my two enemies are fighting. And I don't know from any experience, but it's my understanding that the labels don't care about the musicians so much anymore, if they ever did.
What?
Yeah, imagine that, Wade. I don't know.
That's their job.
I know, that's what they do. They care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they do. Anyway,
I hadn't heard about that, though. The AI music is very funny. I love it, but not in I'd listen to that in the car, in
Yeah.
Makes sense now. All K-pop must be AI made.
Wow.
Sorry, that was bait. I thought we were doing the bait episode.
The bait episode is over.
Wrong
It's over,
episode,
man. It's over, man.
Oh, no, guys, please.
No, but you can see the progression, right? You remember just 2 years ago, AI image generation was in a laughable state. And then it suddenly wasn't. So I can see where music could suddenly be good. I don't think the idea of shoving songs into a box and then shitting out an approximation of those songs is better than an AI machine being you have a drum machine, hit that. Just learn when to hit that and then do that with 100 other instruments and then hit those at the same time in a rhythm and it'll figure that out other than just
I love that song.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing that's gonna hold it back. Is if you want lyrics, that's a whole other world. Because I talked on the podcast about one of my current favorite TikToks is a guy who does book covers of he'll just put in a thing that's two lobsters jousting for the love of a shrimp, and then it'll be generate some book covers. And the book covers have very good imagery sometimes. Some of them are awful, but some of them are great. But the language is always a goddamn nightmare. If it's about there's one where he did frogs, and all the things were Roggen Flonglingle love. And it's whoa, it's words, but it's not words. How do you even do that?
The Sims language is going to have their own music industry.
Hey, Simlish is a real language, okay?
Is it actually?
It's a real language. I follow a woman on TikTok who sings songs, but every other verse is in Simlish. It's very funny.
Simlish is a language?
It's an actual language you can learn and speak.
No way.
It has rules and is a thing. As far as I understand, I don't know if that's lore from the Sims universe or if that's fan canon.
Yeah.
But there are people who speak fluent Simlish. It's a thing.
I know one word in Simoleon.
Uh-huh.
Or Simlish. Oh. When they burn their food.
You know about that.
Or yeah. No, 2.
Are you sure it's yeah? Are you sure it's yay?
Are you sure it's not yow?
No, I'm pretty confident in the ow.
Or yo?
I'm less confident in the yeah.
Yeah, you should be. That doesn't sound Simlish to me.
AI is fascinating, guys. We should talk about that more.
Quote AI.
Yeah, well, whatever. That's what they referred to it as.
AI is getting older.
Oh,
You okay, Bob? It's okay.
it stings every time. That's an open wound on my heart.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay, Bob. It's gonna be okay.
I'm just excited for part 3 of that. I can't wait.
God, in another year, we're doing it, and I'm like, guys,
I've got an idea.
I've got a topic we haven't done before.
Well,
Anyway, how are you, Wade? Still dying or whatever's happening with you? Bad things, right?
I'm mostly better. I'm finishing up physical therapy. I still have the occasional flare, but it's so much rarer. I can live almost normally again, which is nice. Everyone in the house got ear infections, which is a little weird, but
You just gotta stop rubbing your ears together.
yeah, well, that's how you do it if you don't want to betray Jesus. You have to do it with the ears.
what the hell? What are you rubbing with your?
We've talked about soaking, but
What are your ears
we've
rubbing?
never discussed what even would that be called? Oral sex.
You go ear to ear and you kind of form a suction. And that's how you know you're connected as one.
I'm sad I asked. I'm sad I asked.
Your eardrums get synced
I'll
up.
show you later. We've got home videos.
Oh.
You know you're really compatible if you don't even need the adapter to make it work.
Oh, God.
You want a canal with me later?
Some people need this kind of like suction cuppy thing. You guys want to do some oral later?
Nope.
Oral? That's a hard
Oral.
word to distinguish.
Yeah.
Oral?
Yeah.
Oral. It's just a southern oral.
You guys won't do
No,
some
it's a
oral.
word. A-U-R-A-L. It's a word.
Y'all want to oral with me?
I know the word. The people listening to this may not know the word, but that is a word. A-U-R-O-L.
Your confidence.
A-L? O
It's a real
A-L.
word.
A-L. Or oral. Oral. There's a U in there.
Yeah, there's A-U-R-A-L, relating to the ear or the sense of hearing. Anyway,
You should stop doing that, Wade.
Well, we did with the ear infections.
No more ear fucking for you.
Yeah.
sorry, Wade. You gotta stop ear fucking for at least a month. At least a month.
Don't worry. We found a way to utilize nostrils moving forward. So we
No,
should be
not
good.
Nor's rule. What is that even?
Nor's rule.
Not Nor's rule.
Oral.
What would that be? Relating to the nose.
Oral. I told you to stay
Oh,
inside.
nasal. God, it was right in front of her. Right in front of her face.
Nor's rule.
Right under my
I
norals.
like Nor's rule.
It almost was inside my nostrils.
My dorsal cavity.
I prefer Nor's rule myself. Yeah.
I don't know. We're good. Otherwise, life in Ohio is great. You guys should come back.
Doubt.
I heard that, but I don't believe it.
As far as every other place on the internet that I hear, Ohio is a hellscape wasteland that is just doomsday as soon as you cross the border. It is fire.
I know. People can't stop talking about us. It's so great. Everything's Ohio.
Did you see the joke going around that we should solve hunger by flooding Ohio and turning it into the nation's largest salmon farm?
I think we are the peak of the U.S. and of all America. So if you flood Ohio, you're flooding everything else.
You know, it is this weird sense of pride I do get because as a fellow Ohio man, there's like this kind of weird thing of like, yeah, everyone's talking about Ohio. I kind of like the idea that it's a Cthulhu-esque, like eldritch horror, just landscape of devastation as far as the eye can see. Like only dead people go there.
And here in
I
Ohio,
love
we
that.
call that land farmland. Yeah.
I like the vision of the Ohio Tourism Board. It's just a couple of people in a room, just on the internet, constantly like, "Oh, did you see this one? No press is bad press. No press is bad press, right? Right, guys?
No press is bad.
They're talking about us. Nobody's making Flood Michigan jokes."
Maybe we should make a museum of Ohio eldritch horrors.
Who the fuck are you? How'd you get in this meeting?
Ah, it is I, the meme creator.
What the hell?
I almost think it would be worth it to get a job as a joke just to talk like that exclusively with everyone at your work.
Would be nice.
You have to like stand in the shadows and no one knows you're there, and then you turn around, twirl your mustache, and you're like, I've been here the whole time. It was I who instituted this. I brought Ohio to the forefront.
You have to have your own little crew follow you around flagging lights so you can always have shadows to hide in.
And holding like your jacket butt flaps up for you while you walk.
Jacket butt flaps?
Your what?
And they dust your behind with a little feather duster while they do it.
What?
Maybe I'm going off
think that
tangent.
that's a thing.
Well, it would be for me. If I was evil and wearing purple, you have to wear purple too, I think. No offense, Bob.
Whoa. Purple is the color of royalty
Yeah.
and good things. There's nothing wrong with purple.
Purple's also the color of the twirly mustache man.
You know what's evil? Red.
Yeah, but red's so overdone.
Yeah.
Purple's the surprise Ohio in the corner man.
The devil, what else is red? The Arizona Cardinals football team?
The Cardinal is the Ohio bird, so I guess that would make sense.
I thought it was.
That's true.
Is it the Ohio? I thought it was Kentucky.
We have the Cardinal in Ohio.
The Cardinal is the bird of several states, I think, if I remember correctly. But I think Cardinal is the bird of Ohio.
I just don't know what our flower is. We have the Buckeye tree. What's our flower?
The Ohio national flower is a traffic cone. They spring up every spring, and then they go away in the winter. It's true.
Oh, it's technically the carnation, which is also red. Or it's orange and yellow. So yeah, traffic cone.
Mhm.
Well played. I guess red would make sense for Ohio.
I stole that joke. I heard it a long time ago.
That is like
The oldest
most
joke.
dad joke I think I've ever heard you make.
Yeah, I know. I felt bad saying it.
But we are getting older.
I actually laughed because I was taken aback so aggressively by the fact that you said it.
I know, right?
It's weird.
Yeah, I felt like gray hairs just exploding out of my scalp as soon as it was coming out of my mouth.
A clip for your phone appeared on your belt as you said it.
That's the kind of post you would see on bad Facebook memes where he's just like, the traffic cars. You know what? I deserve any kind of hate that's coming to me on the subreddit.
You're one of those people in that commercial for that insurance company where they're like, don't become your parents. The guy, all those ones where the guy's in the store and he's like, how low can you go on this mug? I love this mug.
I never remember what company those commercials are for, but I do always enjoy them.
I know, no idea.
Yeah.
It's the guy who's a counselor and I don't know, it's insurance. Never gonna buy it. Bad ad.
Bad ad.
I like the one where the guy's shopping and he walks up to the manager. He's like, Stephanie in aisle 6, great job. And just like turns and pushes his cart.
He wants to talk to the manager to give
Like to give a
compliments
compliment to one of the employees. Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
That's you, Mark.
Thanks, guys.
That's-
All right,
that's
the
you,
conclusion.
old guy.
All right, glad we got the conclusion. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a traffic cone. Bring.
Oh, that's right. Someone did bring up that I do have a voice that I've had forgotten about because it's been so long. It's like, the Ohio National Flower is the traffic cone. It pops up in the spring and it goes away in the winter. It's like
Is that 2010 Markiplier?
2010.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, I've watched you since 2010, Mark.
2010. Yeah.
Really 2008, but I only kind of watched.
Technically, that's true. Didn't you guys live together around then? He was watching you.
I've watched you. I've watched you since August 28th, 2007. I've watched you, Mark.
That parkour incident, he was there. He saw it.
What I never knew was that when we bunked the beds, Bob, like with a saw, cut out a hole where my ass was. And he just like, he's like, all right, good night, Mark. And I clamber up there, I lay down, like, man, this is comfy. And meanwhile, he's just staring at my cheeks.
Yep.
Yeah, good night. Good
When
night.
Markiplier's Tasteful Nude calendar came out, I was like, I've seen it.
Been there, seen that.
I've got a first
fair.
edition.
He actually put a hole around it so it like reminded him of the old days.
The old days.
Wish I could turn back time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that all happened, I'm pretty sure.
Anyway.
Well, I'm glad everyone's doing well and all that other stuff we just talked about. Let's do the thing. You guys want to do?
Right. This is the Halloween episode.
Yeah, that was all spooky small talk that we had there.
Crash, lightning, thunder, scary ambiance.
Will, you heard him. Crash, lightning, thunder.
Wade's calling the shots.
You know the sound of lightning? It's thunder.
Maybe we should have put that at the beginning.
Crash, lightning, thunder, back at the beginning.
I'm sure Will has made the whole thing just perfectly spooky and
Organ music.
And hopefully Baltimore, really cranks up the spook factor.
it's a good thing we planned all this because then you know what it's going to be like when it is an episode.
Yeah,
Anyway, today's topic is clearly spooky. No doubt about it.
no doubt.
Obviously.
Obviously.
We have to do a Halloween candy tier list.
Oh,
Tier list. I've heard of those.
Yeah, no, I'm stealing Wade's idea and doing a tier list.
That's okay. I've apparently stolen all of yours. We're even.
And what are you, the subreddit? That's right. We still read you, even though you're on our list subreddit.
What did they do?
Know when you've been bad or good, so post for goodness sake.
What did they do, guys?
I don't know, but I was out there and I saw someone post that every podcast has the same 3 hosts meme again, and I almost lost it.
Jesus. Okay, man.
I saw it too, but it was images of like H.P. Lovecraftian horrors. Or did you find another
What?
different one?
Oh, I saw the Rego one. I don't know.
Oh, no, I saw one of Lovecraftian horrors where one of us was Cthulhu. It was like 3 Lovecraftian horrors, and then like there was a little guy holding a torch, and they were like, Mark is Cthulhu, Bob is this Cthulhu monster, Wade's the guy holding the torch.
Other monster.
Yeah.
Or was that like a villager?
It was like the 3 pictures of these awesome looking monsters and like this tiny little 1 pixel image of a man with a little flame, and they're like, that's Wade. I don't know if it's a compliment or an insult, but
You're just a guy in the
was
crowd.
me.
Is that all? So like, Wade, there he is. You see him. Squint real hard.
I'm the Where's Waldo of the podcast. If you find me in an episode, you've won. Candy tier list. I like candy.
I know this is going to be spooky. Everyone finds candy spooky, obviously. You know what I didn't think about before picking this and announcing this as a topic? Is this a custom outside of the U.S.? Is this like a U.S. exclusive
I
thing? Or
don't think
do people trick or treat in other countries?
I don't think so.
Does anyone exist outside of the U.S.?
I've thought about this before, and I think I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure it's something like very few other people do in the same way. Looks like Ireland, Mexico, Italy, and Portugal are a few countries with Halloween time celebrations. I don't know if trick-or-treating is a thing.
In Ireland and Scotland, they celebrate Sam Hain.
Sam!
Japan has a Kawasaki Halloween
stop.
parade.
Hold on.
What country was that, Wade?
Japan?
You did not say that.
I just so you know, you said Japan.
Japan has a...
Was that not on purpose? Was it on purpose? Japan?
Japan? Maybe my...
Yeah.
Japan?
You were like, the Scotland or wherever they celebrate Samhain in Japan.
Around Halloween, Japan does become Japan. Dude, Oregon.
I don't think you can
we're
recover
good
that way.
spooky
No,
country name.
nah, Will's not going to Oregon you on that one.
Okay.
You know what, Wayne?
Boopify Italy.
For a good attempt, points for Japan. Not a lot of points, but some points.
But apparently Halloween's celebrated differently around the world, probably at different times for different reasons. What's the origin of Halloween?
It's almost like the meaning of the holiday is inconsistent.
Mexico, Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, it's like
Day of the Dead.
Oh, whoa, that's not Halloween. Let's be clear about
Yeah,
this.
that's-
I've heard that that's a very offensive comparison. And that is a specific Mexican tradition that has nothing to do with Halloween.
It's not Halloween. It's more of like a
It's the thing
celebration
about, like,
of life.
honoring your
Yeah.
ancestors and remembering everyone.
It's not the
right?
same. I don't know what the origin of Halloween is in U.S.
The idea of Halloween is just an end of harvest thing. I think like the spook factor started to really like get integrated with probably the same kind of idea of like costuming and like costumes in general as it started like going out at night. I imagine it was kind of an evolving thing in America as it trended towards elaborate costumes at night. There's a natural kind of like spooky, scary tale as things get colder and the mists roll in and, you know, the harvest and stuff like that. I don't imagine it started out with like, let's all be fucking scary for a month. Let's all be terrifying. Let's scare the shit out of each other. I don't think that was it.
Wasn't the idea to wear a mask to hide yourself from evil or something? Like you were supposed to hide yourself from the...
The spirits roam free and you must disguise yourself or they will
They're gonna get you.
or whatever.
Yeah, the whole point of wearing a mask was to hide from...
Whatever spirits are into.
Yeah, we're all making guesses here. We don't know anything, actually.
No, I didn't do any research about this. I just am curious now that we're talking about
Candy.
what the actual topic is, which is candy, the scariest dessert.
Well, they have candy all around the world, and it's all American candy.
Nope. You are really going international with your anger. Like you're getting
I'll get
you're
'em.
getting around the world to get everyone to hate you.
No matter where you live in the world, it's Ohio. I've learned this from the internet. You're all Ohio, and you always will be.
Wow.
Okay.
Join me.
I don't know where that conclusion came from. I swear I was paying attention for the most of this conversation. I don't know how we got here.
I wasn't, and I still got there.
That one really came out of left field. I just like to imagine, my dad always told the story, before I was born, he worked for like GM, the automotive manufacturer. At some point, they owned Fiat in Italy, and he had to like go to Italy for a couple months or something to work over there. And it was cool, but it was over there over Thanksgiving. So on the Thursday, and there was like a whole group of Americans. So on the Thursday of Thanksgiving, they went to like the restaurant where they ate most nights, like the hotel restaurant or whatever. And they were like, hey, can you guys make like turkey? It's like an American holiday. We know that you don't celebrate it here and probably don't really know what it is, but we like to eat turkey on this holiday. Can you? And the kitchen was super cool. And they're like, yeah, we make you turkey. And they did. And so they had Thanksgiving. But from that point on, every Thursday was Turkey Thursday. So they had Thanksgiving for like a couple months every Thursday.
I do love that. That is really cool.
Until they got to go
My
home.
favorite holiday only because of the food.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of like Americans being over in Italy or wherever, and on Halloween just going out in costumes and being like, give me candy.
If that was unusual.
Candy in my bag. And all the European people, whoever, is just like, we have like raisins. I don't know. Here you go, weirdo. And then every whatever. It's like that happens on a Monday night. Every Monday night, the Europeans are like, are they here? Are they coming back? Is it candy night?
Every Monday at 6 p.m., the children arrive, dressed horrifyingly, begging for food.
I mean, that's how you get Halloween to start in other places, like an infection of horror. They're like, they're gonna come again this year. You've got to get the candy. You gotta make sure you have it, or they're gonna kill us.
Small child, do you want dinner tonight? Put this on and knock on the neighbor's door at 6 p.m. Ask them for food.
It's like Halloween clubs for all expats living in other countries. A huge group of Americans get together for Halloween. Just runs around scaring the shit out of people. And then once they're scared, they're like, Halloween, bitches, and run away. all the poor Europeans are just like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you people? What is Halloween? Don't know.
We have to do it.
It's just a thing now. You have to do it.
Just like we have to do this episode. Even though the tier list is very divisive, we must.
That's true.
We must.
We have to.
For the people.
It's required.
And apologies to all of our international viewers whose candy will not make the cut. I will say there are so many different candies from around the world and so many different sodas and stuff. We just know ours. We're lame.
Shut up.
Yeah. Come on, man.
All right, sorry. I take my apology back. The host said to shut up, and so I shall.
Don't acknowledge them.
Don't help them form the reasons to be angry. Let them do that. There's a certain barrier to that.
You're happy and you'll like this and you'll be interested about learning about our American culture and our healthy candy snacks.
We have to have a conversation about group social dynamics with you. We got to like really talk about that.
You do all the time. I just never show up to those meetings. Very busy not giving a shit.
That's true. It's hard to get Wade locked down for a meeting.
Oh, is it a quarter till? I'm too busy to care.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
I am the group. I'm Ohio.
It's all true. He speaks facts.
All right.
All right.
All right. I got to be honest. It's hard to pick where to start with this because there's definitely different like types of candy that I view personally, different good in different contexts.
Try picking video games, Bob. You think this is hard. Welcome to my world.
I want to start with a baseline.
All right.
The classic, we're going to start rating candies. Oh, I didn't even tell you what your tiers are.
Oh.
Yes.
It's the usual, really. But the tiers are first one I eat, A tier, B tier, last one I eat, straight to the trash, and I have no idea what that is.
Okay. All right. So no F.
I guess that's straight into the trash.
No, well, we can add tiers if anything.
C is last and D is straight in the trash.
Yeah.
But I know you didn't say those. I'm just trying to quantify them in my head.
No, yeah.
But that's a good way to describe it. Because really, it's like the first one you eat
I guess B would be average.
Yeah, B is average.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess, and I'm going to try and hunt to give us sort of the middle ones, the average ones, to give us a start before we get to the really polarizing ones.
Straight into the trash is pretty like F tier, I would say.
What it has to be is like if there can only really be one first you eat.
Kind of.
Right? Because even if you had all of the first you eats by themselves, one would be the first of the first.
Well, so we could each have the first one that we eat then, maybe.
That's true.
Maybe
yeah.
you get to pick one.
Yeah, okay.
And you commit to that.
All right.
So we could have 3 first gods, but that's like one. If we agree, that doesn't work. But we can each have our own.
Cool. Fair enough.
We have pretty different tastes. I could see that happening. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So I want to start with one that I feel like is a solid, definite quality candy, but I'm curious how you guys see it. The classic milk chocolate bar. like a straight up Hershey's bar or whatever brand, not like a fancy chocolate bar either, not like some Lindt pure.
Yeah, they're not giving out those on Halloween.
The gas station chocolate bar.
A Hershey's Kiss equivalent.
Yeah, a Hershey's Kiss or a Hershey's, a Hershey's mini bar or whatever.
Pure regular chocolate, American chocolate.
Yes,
is
chocolate.
like regular chocolate. Okay.
Waxy old Rego milk chocolate.
It is waxy. That is the thing. That's always strange because I'll have like high quality chocolate. I'm like, this isn't waxy.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes I crave the waxiness. And I'm
The
like,
hard
I'd
part
be
with
like,
this is my taste buds have changed. Like this would have been like first gone when I was a kid, and now it's like,
Really?
do I really want it?
Just like plain as compared to all the other chocolatey, not to mention other options?
Well, okay, it would have at least been A tier, I guess. Like it would have been up there. Like
That's
if I got a Hershey bar, like a plain Hershey bar, I was like, yes. But nowadays, after eating better quality, man, where would I put it? Of the Halloween candies, I guess B. I guess it would be a solid B.
Mark?
it's really one of those things where because there's such a wealth of choices like chocolate and we everyone listening to this, if you understand our perspective here, you understand that like we're talking about specifically Hershey's level chocolate. We're not talking about the higher end chocolates with all those fancy names, European chocolate, whatever.
Yeah.
We know they're better. This is the basic experience. So D is fair. I wouldn't eat it last just because I would pop it in my mouth as I'm looking through the other candy, right?
Yeah.
I'd pop it in my mouth, let it melt, and just as I'm thinking. I'm not really like savoring it. I'm not putting it in my mouth and being like, oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, I swallow everything whole anyway, so I just hork it down like a snake, but it's just, it goes down you see my neck just like a brick.
It goes down sideways.
I'm assuming we're not adding like higher tier chocolates. This is going to be like strictly the common candy that people buy in bulk to give away to kids.
Yeah, stuff you would actually get in like whatever, the most common American stuff you would get for Halloween stuff.
Of that stuff, I still think that B tier is fair for that.
B is fair. I wouldn't eat it last, that's for sure.
I'm not disappointed to get it, but I wouldn't be like,
no,
yes.
I'm happy. It's perfectly content, which I think is what B is all about.
I think we're in aggressive agreement, and that's what I was kind of hoping for.
Yes!
That I full-heartedly agree. I would never not eat Hershey's Kiss or a chocolate bar or whatever, but it's definitely like that would sort of linger around until I wanted chocolate and I was out of whatever chocolate I might prefer to that. Or like you said, Mark, I would grab that first because I'm like, oh, I know what that is. Boom.
Yeah. Now, if we want to be divisive, is it dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Ooh. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
dark chocolate, I didn't throw away, but I gave to my parents because I did not like it.
Which is, I mean, that's the equivalent, right?
Yeah.
If you don't want it for yourself, it's like straight into the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, even to this day, and I know people are all the chocolate snobs are going to get on my ass, I would throw it away.
Dark chocolate?
I would literally.
You haven't grown up yet?
I haven't. Apparently. Look, man, I like chocolate to be sweet. I'm not going to lie.
Have you seen how tall he is,
It
Bob?
just is what.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Did you hear that?
Oh, that's hard to do that much. Oh, I'm good. Keep going.
No. I know it's a bad take, and I know like when you get down to a certain percentage of milk chocolate, it's not chocolate, and that's where the wax comes from. But like I said, I do love a sweet chocolate, and the bitterness. Everyone's like, oh, the bitterness is where the flavor gets all robust and you get the notes of, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
I was with you until literally about a year and a half ago. Molly bought like those Dove chocolates. She got milk,
Ooh, yeah.
dark, and like I forget, it was one that was like something else.
Both.
And I was eating the milk ones, and I was like, yeah, you can have the dark ones. And then like I tried a dark chocolate, and I was like, better than I thought it would be. And then like sometime in this last year and a half time period, I've switched from like, I don't even want the milk chocolates anymore. Like she bought both, and I only ate the darks.
There's a jar.
I don't know
of
how,
those
when, why.
There's a jar of those.
I was eating them at your house.
Chocolates. Yeah, they're still there. I walk by them every day. Never tempted. I don't even look at them.
How
I
long
forget
were those
they're
there before I ate them?
Very long time.
Oh no!
Enjoy
They
your
were
old
so good.
spoiled burnt chocolate. No, they were like a month.
So you get for eating
At
mystery
most.
jar candy.
Well, I ate some of them, and I'm still alive.
I admit it's a bad take, but I can't help myself.
It's a personal choice. That's fine.
We've talked about food things before, and I get why people who like dark chocolate are like, oh, it's so sweet. How can you? But at this point in my life, I like both. I did not like dark chocolate as a kid, but I can appreciate dark chocolate now. It's good. It has qualities that I definitely enjoy. I would eat either. But I think you're allowed to like that, Mark.
Thank you.
Who's gonna yuck your yuck or whatever? Yuck your preference.
They would say, I could hear the arguments already. It's like, you don't like chocolate, you like sugar. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I do. You'll judge by the next things on my tier list. Yeah, I like sugar.
Yeah.
That's what candy's all about for me.
But I will say, because I am biased and inconsistent, Wade gets points for that because I agree with him.
That's fair.
Sorry, but you're allowed to like that, Mark. I'm not judging you.
That's fair. It's fair. It's fair.
You just don't get points.
There's certain chocolates I feel like would be weird dark. Like, I can't imagine eating like a Crunch bar that's all dark. Maybe it would be good. I don't know. But just there's some that
that's
like
interesting.
Like milk chocolate is so enraptured with other things in them that it would be weird to think about having it with dark. But maybe it would be better. I don't know. It's just hard to imagine it.
Yeah, if we're talking caramel chocolate, like the Ghirardelli chocolate with the caramel inside,
squares.
that's A.
Yeah.
That's A tier. That's A tier for me.
Well, I was just gonna say, what a great segue you created, Wade.
Oh.
Because there is a kind of chocolate where you can almost directly compare dark to milk chocolate in the same context. And that is Mounds bars versus almond. Oh, freaking
Joy?
heck. What are those called?
Almond Joy?
Almond Joy. That's the one. The picture is really small and hard to see.
So Mounds versus Almond Joy.
So Almond Joy is shredded coconut mixed with it's like a kind of a creamy filling. It's like thick, but it's like coconut flavored. It has an almond on it and it's covered in milk chocolate. Mounds is the exact same thing without the almond, covered in dark chocolate. So it's pretty 1-to-1 type comparison.
I have an answer.
We can rate them separately if you guys have strong opinions,
No.
or they can go together. But where would you put those?
You mind if I go?
Yeah?
Go, please.
Trash. Both trash.
Ooh.
Both right in the trash.
I agree with Mark.
I don't like coconut.
Whoa.
I don't like
I'm not a
coconut.
coconut. The coconut thing doesn't do it for me.
I don't like the crunch between the teeth. I don't like the way it squishes. I don't like the flavor. It's too much. Throw it away.
From the time I was a child till now, those are the first ones I give away to those are bottom of straight into the trash.
They go. Yeah. Bob, you look so
I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you could see my face. This is my honest reaction.
I knew the moment you brought him up, I was like, oh, I'm going to break that poor man's heart.
Well, look, I was afraid of that because I know that that's a common opinion about those. Coconut is surprisingly divisive in general. It's divisive in desserts, and I feel like in savory food as well.
I like it in pina coladas. That's it. Nothing else.
Because like coconut curry and stuff like that, some people just can't stomach coconut.
The only time I like coconut is when it's on a cake, and I don't know what type of cake. It's like carrot cake or whatever.
Are you talking about like the coconut, like the southern coconut white cake thing, which is like covered in shredded coconut type stuff?
Even that's like I scrape off some of the coconut, like just because it's just too much.
That's fair.
But yeah, that would be the only time.
Not a coconut guy.
Well, I like them both.
Straight into the trash, but like the first ones into the trash.
I used to like the Almond Joy better because that's the milk chocolate. I prefer the dark chocolate one now. And I also like that it doesn't have the nuts on top of it because those hurt my teeth. I got bad teeth. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'll bite right around the nut. And then the nut's like, nah, I'm over there. And my teeth are like, help.
I had the same reaction in college.
to nuts.
Candy. All right.
Oh,
Candy.
what the?
All right. Well, I was afraid that would go that way, but I like the dark
Sorry we
chocolate.
betrayed you.
But I'm very hurt inside. No points for anyone.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Well, those were kind of chocolate bars, and we can circle back to chocolate bars. But there are different types of candy. And the next one I want to move on to is like sugar-based stuff.
Okay.
And this is, for me, in my experience, this is a thing I got so much of in my Halloween trick-or-treat bags. And that would be nerds.
Oh man.
You guys get a lot of nerds?
The little boxes, like yeah.
Yeah, those little cardboard boxes, and it's, for anyone who doesn't know, nerds are like little like BB sized hunks that are basically just sugar.
Yeah.
But they come in boxes. So it's kind of like little mini M&Ms, but they're just sugar.
My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Yeah. So they're just hard sugar candy in a very small little form.
Nerds were one of the ones I was most excited to get as a kid. I loved Nerds.
Yeah. They were like a special colorful surprise.
But there were different flavors of Nerds, but also depending on which flavor you got.
They taste the same.
And sometimes like the real good boxes were like the one side of one flavor, the other side a different flavor. You'd have like the 2 in 1. But most of them were like the little like fun size.
Yeah, with little
boxes.
cardboard openings at the top and you slide open.
Yeah, but the little ones, see the difference with the little ones is like the little ones, I swear you could taste the cardboard more when you were trying to eat the Nerds.
Which was great.
Like if you put it straight to your mouth.
I like that part of it. Because what I would do, dead serious, what I do is I would bite into the box. Because it has that perforation at the top, but I would bite it, rip it open, and then dump it in my mouth all in one go. I wouldn't even like spit out the top of it.
I'm reminded of the dogs reflect their owner's Chica conversation of you eating the cardboard and like, oh, there's Nerds in here. Man, this cardboard's a treat on its own.
I mean, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not lying. That's no exaggeration there.
I'm not exactly a cardboard eater, but I will say if you don't shoot those little tiny Nerd boxes in all one go, the cardboard gets wet. It's an issue. But if you like tear it open and just like bomb it, shoot it back.
Or if you pour it in your hand, I mean, there were ways around it. Nerds were A tier for me.
A tier.
They weren't the first gone, but they were A tier.
It's really, it's a contender for first gone for me personally.
Yeah, they were up there.
But I know that there are other candy that I would put in front of it. It's definitely up there though. It's way up in A tier.
That's legit. I would put them myself at B, but I'm a chocolate guy.
Yeah, I feel that. I understand.
Yeah, no, I mean, Nerds were classic. Very classic. Did they have sour ones?
They
I feel like I remember.
I don't think they had sour.
Probably.
No, they never had different like sour. I would know because I've like tried every sour candy, and sour candy is the thing that would be first for me.
Yeah, it must have been a specific flavor. There was like one Nerd flavor that I liked more than the others, probably because it was more tart.
Yeah.
And less sweet. Well, not less sweet.
Yeah, wait, we've got similar candy tastes. I never knew.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sure we'll find something we're different on, but yeah, so far we're right on.
What a controversial episode.
And meanwhile, the audience is frosting in the mouth. They're just like, how could they? They're freaks. They're freaks.
All right.
I don't know what my first gone was because it depended. I don't know about this. Is gonna be tough for me because like it really depended on what I was craving.
We'll get to it.
God.
We'll get to it.
But what if I pass it? What
We're
if I give it
working
A
on
tier and then I regret it?
It's fine. So that's going to represent the sugar ones for a hot minute. And now we're going to get to what I don't want to taint it. I have opinions about this category of candy, but I think you'll understand what they are pretty quickly once I say. The next one I want to talk about is candy corn.
Okay.
I didn't necessarily get a lot of candy corn in like my Halloween bag, but I definitely got some like little packs of candy corn, but it's around at the Halloween times, right? It's like in a dish on the table as a decoration. So I'm going to say that's a Halloween candy.
No, it is.
I'm going to say it defines an entire type of candy.
So for me, it's weird, right? Because I don't hate candy corn, but I would never eat more than one, right? I know you eat them by the bunch. If it was there, I would try just because like I do have a tendency towards the sweeter candies. It's just like, it's never been something that I really crave at all. And I know there's a stigma around candy corn and it's usually polarizing. It's like you really love it or you really hate it. And for me, it's just like, I'm just so indifferent towards it. I don't have any real strong feeling about it one way or another just because it's like, it's fine, I guess, it's okay. It's more just like, I don't really know why everyone is so polarizing about it. I just don't care about it. I wouldn't throw it away. I would eat a few. I would throw away half of it. I wouldn't eat all of it, which is essentially kind of like eating it last. You just, whatever the leftovers, but not straight in the trash.
Interesting.
Because I'm like, I'll chew on one. It's not gonna destroy my life. And I don't get why it's such like a, hey, if you like candy corn, you're the biggest freak alive. And I'm like, I don't like it. I don't hate it though. It's candy. I'll eat it. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Surprisingly positive, or neutral anyway.
I liked it more as a kid than I like it now, but I still don't hate it. I think it was either low A or B tier. I think even now I'd probably have it in B tier.
Really?
I don't mind candy corn. I don't crave it. I don't go to my way for it like I do with some other candies, but like if there's like a little glass with some candy corn in it, I'll sit there and munch on it.
That is surprising. I am shooken. I am not a candy corn hater, but I consider it a decoration. The thing for me about candy corn is I don't trust that candy corn sitting in the decorative bowl in the whatever in the kitchen or wherever. I don't even trust that this is the first Halloween that candy corn is seen. So like, I don't think it's, if you want it, I don't think it's that bad. It's just like sugary candy, but I just like find it off-putting somehow. Also, the texture. It's very waxy. It's got like a shell on it, and it's kind of chewy. I wouldn't eat it, but I wouldn't throw it away, so I don't know where that leaves it.
Yeah.
But you guys seem to kind of agree. I mean, so it's between B and Last Gone.
Yeah, well, A or B for me, but yeah.
I'm going to go more with Mark as a decider on this and agree with Last Gone because I think that's pretty fair, which also means that Mark wins
The whole thing?
What?
It's done.
Also means that Mark gets some points.
Well, why is that so shocking that I get a point? Is that okay? What?
No, it's not shocking. I couldn't speak words.
Oh, okay.
Because it was so shocking.
I was too shooken.
All right, fair enough.
All right, I'm going to take a guess here because I want to get one in this category. That one of you, or possibly both of you, will put this as your first gone. The next one I want to talk about is Sour Patch Kids. Regular variety Sour Patch Kids. The blue and the red and the green? Is it like the regular combo?
I need to ask, are we approaching this from our current perspective or younger perspective?
You could consider what your preferences were as a kid, but I feel like it's wherever you land as you are right now. If you really despise something right now, then that's totally fair. But if you love something as a kid so much it's nostalgic for you, even if you wouldn't eat it now, you can use whatever version of those two factors you enjoy.
As a kid, Sour Patch would have been like B or Last Gone. I was not a big fan of sour. Me now, it's probably A tier, lower A tier.
Legit?
I'm still angry.
Oh, yeah?
I'm still angry.
I forgot about
I'm still mad.
This is not from Sour Patch. It's from a stranger.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't throw them away right away, but I'd make them know. I'd make them know and suffer. I would start with their toes, and I'd cut off each little toe, and I could have mount even every tootsie to my wall. And I would start with the arms. What little stubby arms they have? And I don't know. They're okay. It's not great. I don't really like them. It's below chocolate for me. It really is because they're not even that sour. That's the thing. I like sour. I don't really like gummy, unless it's like a really tough gummy, like a gummy bear. I just don't like the kind of really soft. It gets in your teeth. It's annoying. The flavor isn't that great or that strong or that sour. It's just it's just sugar in a form I don't even really like. I prefer Nerd's form of sugar. So I would put that at like, just for the pain they've caused me, I put it last eaten. Just so I can keep it around.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did you say, Wade? A?
I said either low A or high B.
I feel like the median there is B pretty solidly,
Yeah.
which is where I will put it.
Young me would have definitely been low B.
But I forgot you had beef with them, Mark. I thought you liked those guys. I forgot you had a whole turnaround with them situation.
They're okay. They're all right.
All right. Back to chocolate. I feel like this is a Halloween staple, and sometimes at restaurants thing, like specifically at Skyline, this is like part of the experience for me. But this is a candy I would not normally eat outside of those two situations. York peppermint patties.
Ooh.
Did you guys get a lot of these in your Halloween bags?
Love Yorks. They're always like a random surprise. I never
did.
They just show up. I never buy them
Yeah.
at the store in bulk, but if like Skyline, I would buy one.
Yeah.
Or they appear in a candy bag. They're almost exclusively like Halloween candy for me, or like restaurant
Yeah,
candy.
I feel like they sell them in the grocery store, and I've never even looked at them to buy them. But I got them on Halloween every year. No matter what, I would get a bunch of them.
And it's always I always am happy. I'm always happy. Like, fuck, it's A. Fuck, A for me. Because it combines
It's
chocolate that I love and
B.
the mint. I love mint. Oh.
It's B for me. I will occasionally want one. Of the mints, I'd rather have an Andes mint than a York. And
You like that thin
it's
little
like-
chocolate? That thin
it's the
little
last-
baby chocolate?
Whoa. Let's not talk too much shit about Andes, okay? Calm down.
They don't even taste like mint.
I like Andes. I'm saying
They don't
I'd
even
rather-
taste like, there's a mint chocolate. It's like, no mint.
York, I have to be really in a mood for it. They're not bad, but like I would never go out of my way for it. And even if it was right there for free at the end of a meal, I might pass. So I've got to give
That's
it B. It's not
harsh.
the Last Gone because they're decent. I never want one necessarily, but I would say B.
Whenever I look at a York, I get happy.
Easily a B.
I side with Mark. I feel the exact same way that you do, Mark. When I go to Skyline and you buy the little mini York peppermint patty at the end of it, that's the cherry on top of a delicious meal.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, I would never buy
I don't
one.
think I've ever bought one.
But every Halloween, you end up with some of those in the bag and you're like, minty. Ooh, refreshing.
That's just nice.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wade. Points for Mark. Make the sound.
Hey!
That's fair.
Thank you.
I'm not that sorry. I guess I'm worried about focusing too much on chocolate, but I love chocolate.
Well,
and I want to get
a lot of them. That's fair.
It is. I wanted to get into a category that I call lumps. How do you guys feel about the Halloween mini bags of M&Ms?
Same as chocolate.
Regular M&Ms?
Regular M&Ms, not I prefer peanut M&Ms, but let's talk about regular straight ahead milk chocolate M&Ms. No shenanigans.
Same as chocolate.
If M&M peanuts for me are A tier, I have to give M&Ms like they're either the bottom of A. I love M&Ms. I love regular M&Ms. But of all of the candies, if I'm trying not to put everything into A tier, it's either a really high B or a lower A because I'm taking M&M peanuts over regular M&Ms every time.
For me, it's simple. It's the same as chocolate to me. Like, I don't do it for the candy coating. I think it's like okay that they're individualized like that. I think it's a vehicle for the chocolate, and at the end of the day, it tastes just the same as a normal, like average Hershey's chocolate bar. So B for me, same, right next to regular chocolate.
Every now and then, I just want a big old handful of M&Ms. So
Me too.
high B, low A.
I'm going to say that's B between you guys. And I will say, I basically agree with what you said, Mark, but also it's such a fun form. You can bite them in half. You can try and peel the candy coating off.
Yeah.
If we were talking mini M&Ms, are we talking mini M&Ms? Because that's a different experience.
The small bag of M&Ms.
No, there's like regular brown bag M&Ms, no varieties.
Yeah.
I love the M&M minis, the little
Yeah,
little
the
casement.
tube.
Oh man, you just
That's
down the
easily
hall.
A. That's easily
Dude.
A. But
Oh,
if
yeah.
the pack, the brown pack or the yellow pack, little tiny ones, they never have that much anyway. It's right next to chocolate.
Those tubes are very nostalgic for me.
I did have a pack of M&M peanuts recently that had 3 M&M peanuts in it. The whole bag had 3, and it was very sad.
That's sad. That's very sad.
That's just a failure on M&M's part, really.
It's happened more than once with like the recent fun size. I don't know how they do it, but 3 M&M peanuts.
Tough.
All right. Well, I want to round out the lumps category before we can move on. So the other lumps that I feel like are most common. What do you guys think of Reese's Pieces? For anyone outside of the U.S. who doesn't know what that is, it's basically like a peanut butter cup, that filling, but in the form of M&M little candy bits. It's peanut butter flavored, so it's not even chocolate, but it's lumpy. Where do those fall for you?
See, I think they're worse than M&Ms. I like a Reese's
They're
cup.
high A for me. I love Reese's Pieces.
God.
When I was younger, I wasn't a big fan, but like I go out of my way to get them. Like if I go to the movie theater and I get a thing of popcorn and I see a little box of Reese's Pieces sitting there, I'm like,
Yes, Wade.
the sweet to go with my salty.
No. A Reese's
Reese's
cup.
Pieces are up in A. They're up in A for me.
Reese's cup is the
Right next to
pinnacle of that form of candy. Reese's Pieces are an entirely different experience, and they do
They're
not
side
taste the
by
same.
side on the
They're
list
Not,
for me.
They're not. It's way down to C.
Sometimes I crave the cup, but like if I see a handful of Reese's Pieces, I will eat them.
Oh man.
Craving the cup, Molly. Craving the cup.
Craving the cup. Molly, bring the goblet of Reese's Pieces.
You guys cup craving right now? You cup crave? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we should sell that. Hey, peanut butter cup guys. Yeah, that's a whole ad campaign. Crave the cup. There you go.
Crave the cup? That's good. You're welcome.
Imagine a cup made of Reese's peanut butter cup full of Reese's Pieces. Or
It'd be worse.
Didn't they have like Reese's Pieces like the inside of Reese's cups?
Yeah, you can get like a big peanut butter cup with pieces in it, so it's like crunchy.
Yeah, oh my god, dude.
I don't want to bite into that and taste that texture. That's awful.
Oh,
that
it's
sounds
so
terrible.
good.
Wrong.
I like the cup for the smoothness. I actually let that melt in my mouth.
They had like a little bar. There was like a little Reese's bar that had like almost a crunch
Oh,
bar
the Take
texture
Five
to it.
or whatever?
And then it had like the Reese's Pieces bites in it too. It was like a mixture of both. Oh my god, yes. Yes, that might be first gone if it's on the list. Oh my god, I want it now. Can I order those in bulk?
But it doesn't exist. Doesn't it not exist?
I don't care about the podcast. I'm ordering this in bulk.
There are still versions of that, but it doesn't
I'll find
exist
it.
in the way. Okay.
Bring it back.
I'm going to go ahead and put Reese's Pieces at A because I agree strongly with Wade.
So good. One of the most underrated candies out there.
If we're talking movie theater snacks, the only thing that might top Reese's Pieces for me is
Snow Caps?
Bunch of Crunch.
Okay.
Bunch of Crunch.
I also love Snow Caps.
Reese's Pieces are like S tier movie candy.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, Mark. Fully disagree. Points for Wade. Reese's Pieces go in A.
What do you feel about Snow Caps? Snow Caps? You like Snow Caps? I like Snow Caps too. Do you like Snow Caps?
Are those on my list?
Well, probably not. They're not a Halloween candy. I'm just asking like quickly movie theater. Do you get Snow Caps ever?
No, bad, gross.
Well, snow caps are fine.
Boo.
What's wrong with you? Oh, you thought you liked mint.
I don't like mint that much.
All right, fair enough. Well, I mean, it's not even that mint. It's good. It's just like, I mean, it's not great.
I don't like the little nubbies. I don't like the nubbies.
Okay, well, maybe the nubbies don't like you.
Probably, because I don't ever buy them. Yeah, suck it.
All right, fair enough.
All right, that's the lumps. Lumps are done. I'm trying to keep this moving. We're just gonna be like a 9-hour episode.
That's okay.
If we don't know what this one is, we can just pass it and move on and just put it in the don't know. Did you guys get those caramel apple pops that were came in like a kind of a clear greenish wrapper, and it's just like caramely stuff over a little green lollipop type thing that I never saw anywhere other than on Halloween or around Halloween?
I never remember getting them as a kid, but when Molly came down, she started buying them for us to give out, and I was like, what is this? And she's like, you never had these? And I tried one, and it is high A tier. The caramel apple pops are so good, and they've got like different flavors of the apple. You can have like the green apple. They've got like, I don't know, they've got like 3 or 4 different apple types with the caramel around it. And whenever we pass out candy, if we let the kids pick what they want, those are the first ones picked out by virtually every kid, and they are always so excited to see them in our basket. Those are high A tier, but as a kid I never even knew they existed.
I like the flavor. I like caramel and I like sour apple. I think sour apple is one of the best flavors for candy, and I think it's underutilized.
Hard agree.
That being said, I've never had one of those that wasn't horrendously melted. It's always shown up and I've been like excited about it, and I take out the wrapper and it's just like, it looks like a ball sack right out of the wrapper.
They don't look pretty.
They don't look pretty at all. And it's fine because I'll eat it, but it's like if I had it in my bag and I was looking at it amongst all the other candies that I have, I wouldn't go for it first. I wouldn't even go for it second. I would put it like aside. I like it. I'm going to put it at B, but it's like, it's just not that high in my pick list. I really like it. And this is kind of like the problem with me and candy is like, I like a lot of candies, but there is a hierarchy, so I got to put it in B.
Is it weird that it takes like, you have to judge whether you want to eat it based on the amount of time? It's probably the longest lasting one. It takes so long to eat one.
It's more of a finisher candy.
Yeah.
It's a finisher candy. You know what? If by the definition of the category, I save for last, I would put it in that category. I just feel bad because I've lumped other things that I don't like
I
in
feel
there.
like last gone is like you don't like it. This is like a candy you like. You just eat it at the end. It doesn't make it.
You're right. I would put it. Yeah, I think B is fair for that. Yeah.
It's A for me. It's A for me.
That's a tough call. I am gonna say that it's like a somewhere in between B and A, very slightly closer to B. Gonna put that in B. That's a solid candy.
It's crazy to me how much it's the first gone when we pass out candy. Though.
People don't know about it, and I think like that does it a detriment. If people knew
it's
more
like
about
a holiday special.
It's the only candy I've seen a kid celebrate that we've like given out that's been like, oh my God, you have these? And it's like, people are really excited to see them. And I never even knew they were real as a kid. Like I'd never heard of them.
All right. This is one, I have a feeling how you're going to decide, but this is one that I feel like I got an unreasonable amount of as a kid. Did you guys get double bubble, individually wrapped pieces of bubble gum when you were Halloweening, trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
Where does that fall for you?
Low. Because by the time it's in, and this has happened every single time, I don't know why, by the time it's in my bag, by the time I get it in my mouth, it's gotten rock hard and it is impossible to chew. And as far as like gum goes, it is already pretty low on my list of gums. I would much rather, and this never happens in Halloween, to get like a Big League Chew or a sour gumball, a crybaby gumball.
Oh, yeah.
Like gum is gum and gum is polarizing. But as far as gum goes, the double bubble, the round cylindrical pink ones, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah. Where you pull it and it twists open and it's like a little lump of, it's always hard.
It's always hard.
I don't think it's supposed to be, but they're always hard.
Hard to bite into.
Yeah. So I'd put it as C or save for. I actually have. I remember I see it on my floor when you dump your bag out on the floor. I see it. I've scooped it to the bottom. Like all those are like those are safe. Like leave for last. Those are.
Yeah.
They will get eaten, but I'm not happy about it.
Wade?
I mean, I can't disagree. That's the same for me. Like, you can have the blow pop version where you get the sucker and then you deal with the gum on the inside. When you first get the double bubble, it feels like it's going to break your teeth when you try to bite into it. The flavor is amazing for about 4 seconds and then it's gone. And then it's just like you're chewing on flavorless gum that starts to get nasty. It has that moment of like, yes, but it's so short-lived. The initial bite in is like a kind of meh. And if you eat that, you're not eating any of your other candy because now you've got gum in your mouth that you're chewing on. It's last gone or bottom of B.
Yeah. We all agree so vehemently on this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give points to both of you.
Thanks.
It is absolutely last god. I'll say what I did is I always saved it so it gets harder and harder. And by the time I get to it, it's more like a hard candy. But like you're saying, the flavor goes away. So I do what Mark does with all gum, with these gums, where it's like I take one and it's like, oh, gross. And then you put another one in, and it's like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
And I eat as many as I can and try and blow bubbles, which you can't because it has no elasticity. And then I spit it out and I throw the rest away.
Yeah.
But I do eat them. I don't throw them out. But good agreement, everybody. All right. We have no first gons. I like the list we have. It could be a lot longer, but also we don't have all day for this shit. I mean, we could have all day. You guys busy? You want to do like a 5-hour episode?
I literally built the tier list myself while we were talking about this. And even after looking through them all and ranking them all, I can't figure out what my first gun is.
Well, that's unfortunate because what I was going to say is I'd like the finale.
No, don't do it.
And I'm not going to be too specific. I could for sure, but I'm not. But Wade is very slightly ahead of Mark in the points.
They should be.
He's earned points one more time than Wade has. But I will say, each of you choose your first gon. Pitch me on it a little bit. And whoever has the best first gon and or sells the best, story, will win the final points of the game.
Oh, okay. Wait, do you need some time? Because I think I know mine.
If you know yours, go for it. I think I know mine too. I think I know what I'm going to go with, but yeah, go ahead.
And give your story a title and chapters. Go.
Okay.
No, I'm just fucking.
The first gun.
Act 1. No, mine's easy. And it wasn't too often that I got it, but I do remember getting it on occasion because there's a big version of this and then there's a small version of this. I'm talking Fun Dip.
Ooh.
Okay.
Fun Dip for me is the quintessential childhood candy. And I'm thinking Halloween because I'm not going out trick-or-treating as an adult. I'm going back to who I was as a kid and what I really, really fucking loved to have. And it was Fun Dip. And, we just made arguments about gum lasting a long time and stuff like that and yada, yada. If I saw a Fun Dip in there above anything else, that was always first because it was a satisfying activity. It lasted a very long time. The flavor was consistently good, especially if it was sour apple or they had like this mixing like green and blue. You could mix the flavors if you got different ones.
I remember those.
And then the sticks, one of my favorite types of candy is like that chalky candy. I really, really like that. And it's like I get the really tart, sweet powder, licking the candy, dipping it in, making it better. You feel like a scientist if you get the 3-pack. You just here, there, and I need 2 sticks for this. But the single serving was so great because you get the full-size stick with a 1 pouch, whereas the other one, I think it was like 2 sticks for 3 pouches, and it's not a good ratio. But the single one that you get in Halloween, if I got a Fun Dip, I was so happy. So Fun Dip, reach for it first. Even if it was in front of me right now, I'd be dipping and I'd be funning. I'd be having fun and dipping. Love that shit.
Fun Dip's fantastic. I've got it pretty high A.
That's legit.
So I've tried to think this through. I would think that a chocolate bar would be first, and I've been trying to rank them. Butterfinger, Crunch, Reese's, Three Musketeers, Milky Way. Throughout my life, they've kind of varied where they are. It's hard to ever say no to a Crunch bar, M&M Peanuts, or Reese Cup, but depending on which one I want, I kind of jump back and forth. I look at the non-chocolates. Gushers, Fruit Roll-Ups, those are up there. The problem is, if I get a Cherry Wildfire Fruit Roll-Up, first gone. If I get the strawberry, it's kind of like, man, I could have got one of the other flavors. I don't mind strawberry, but like tropical tie-dye, it depends on which one you get. Gushers, same way. I'm going to go Laffy Taffy.
What?
I'm going to go Laffy Taffy. As a kid, I wasn't as big of a fan, but as an adult, it's fruity enough and there's enough variety of flavor. If I'm craving like the sour, they've got like the lemony flavor, so I can go lemony for like the more sour taste. They have a banana and a sour apple, and I love sour apple candy. And Laffy Taffy, I get like the chewy funness, whatever, like you can kind of get like a fruit roll up. I like chewy, so I don't mind Laffy Taffy on that. But banana is a nice, solid, just sweet, good flavor. I love banana. Sour apple gives me one of my favorite ones. And then just like the lemon heady. Every now and then, like out of nowhere, I'll crave like a lemon head, which is very rare. But the yellow ones get that. I think there's just enough variety in what kind of sweet you can get from them to where it hits different notes. And the only reason, there are things I like more than Laffy Taffy, but those vary as to which one I crave more, so I don't know which one would be first gone. So what I would end up probably doing is trying to figure out which one I would want the most, depending on my mood, save that one a bit, and I would eat the Laffy Taffy first, because it could hit all the notes other than chocolate that I would want. So Laffy Taffy is what I'm going to go with for that reason. Fun Dip, I have the same issue with Fun Dip that I have with the caramel apple pops. Fantastic, but if I'm eating Fun Dip, I'm not eating any of the other candies, because like it does kind of last in your mouth, it lingers, which is great, but also like I'm not going to eat a chocolate bar after eating a Fun Dip. And also I need time to eat the Fun Dip. I can't just like pop one, go. It's high up there, but it takes too much time to be like the first gone. First gone's like I get home, peeling it, opening it, pop a Laffy Taffy, figure out what I'm eating next. Because I don't know which one I would want more. Depends.
I am a little bit surprised by both of your answers.
Really?
But way more surprised by Wade's
Yeah,
answer.
me too. That is a bold.
I am too, because I did not know. I sat here staring at this list.
You like the banana flavored Laffy Taffy? You like banana Laffy Taffy?
I do. I like runts too, the banana runts.
I literally pick those out and throw them away because I fucking hate that fake banana flavor. It's awful.
I love it.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
Starburst was up there too. I thought about Starburst over Laffy Taffy.
I would pick a
but
Starburst over a Laffy Taffy
Yeah.
any day though. That's
I liked the red and pink Starburst a lot. It depends which one you get. See, the Starburst also depends because they got like the tropical version, the regular
You
version.
get those 2-packs and it's like a loot box. You're like, ooh, which 2 are in here? And there's always like a good one and a yellow one.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the yellow ones, but you know.
I guess with Laffy Taffy it depends too, because if you get individual Laffy Taffies, that's different than getting like a pack of multiple flavors. I guess they all depend, but which
That's crazy.
one?
That what you said did make me immediately think, ooh, I like Starburst. And I would put Starburst way ahead of Laffy Taffy. But
yeah.
you're allowed to like Laffy Taffy.
They're all up there for me. I just getting the sour, the sweet, and not knowing which chocolate. I can't pick a chocolate over another because I just change too much which one I want more.
Unfortunately for you, Wade,
Oh, I feel it. That's fine. I get it.
that's a wild choice. And Mark reminded me that Fun Dip exists.
You forgot?
Fun Dip is one of those where, in my life, I don't know if this is universal. The only time I ever had it was Halloween and some
you're missing out,
school
man.
events. If they had candy where it was like, oh, it's field day, here's some candy. They had Fun Dip a lot in that sort of situation for me. And Fun Dip is great. It's a fun activity.
After basketball games, they had the little convenience stores outside. I'd get Airheads, Fun Dip, and maybe a chocolate bar every time.
Airheads are also banging.
Airheads
but
are great.
I gotta give points and a good amount of points to Mark. Because Fun Dip is you're right, it's like a science
It's
experiment.
so fun.
And you
It's
mix
in
the
name.
flavors,
Yeah.
and then you eat the stick later.
Don't try to make Kool-Aid out of it. It is not the same.
No,
it's not
I did
the
that
same.
too.
Yeah, it's not.
awful.
It's awful. It's terrible.
I would have never even thought of that.
Yeah.
It's not concentrated enough to dilute. It's not meant for
It
that.
doesn't even dissolve right. It's
I
weird.
see why you would have.
Yeah, it like clumps.
Man, I love
Yeah.
Fun Dip, but I can't put
Oh,
it first
man.
going.
I would
it's
love-
up there.
I think that's fascinating that you like Laffy Taffy the most, though.
It is, but I know people exist, and you are a prime example of it. Like, everyone has different preferences, and there's a reason Laffy Taffy is such a popular candy.
The weird thing, like, here's the thing though. It's not necessarily my first gone. I just can't pick one, and so I would eat that first while trying to figure out what to eat next.
Oh, I see.
I cannot put a Reese cup above a Crunch bar or above M&M peanuts or vice versa. I can't do it.
It's not technically favorite candy. It is first.
But yeah,
gone,
it is a
so
special
that's
category. Yeah.
interesting.
So first gone for that reason. Yeah.
I know we're out of time. I would love to just rattle off several candies that are like very near and dear to my heart, if that's okay.
Let's do a lightning round. Each of you will get a short amount of time to just give some good candies that you would put like A tier or up.
Okay, cool.
Just list like a handful.
Smarties lollipops. Smarties is like, people notice the thin roll of tubes. They make a lollipop. It's very hard to find, but if you find it, it is a giant Smartie on a stick, and you can let that dissolve in your mouth. Whereas like the tube, you have a tendency to crunch them, but you can actually, I love that chalky sweet like sugar, and I let that dissolve. It's just like so delicious.
Weird.
The only problem that keeps it from first pick is like it's very large, like it's huge. So it's hard to like keep in your mouth. You can't roll it between your cheeks very well. So A tier for me.
I've never heard of that. That's
That's
interesting.
very good.
You're just naming one.
No, we go back and forth, right?
Back and
okay.
forth. Yeah, that works.
Here's a random one. I don't know if it counts as a candy, but at Halloween, my grandpa would hand out cans of Coke. And everyone in the neighborhood loved that. Like, my friends were so jealous. They're like, dude, your grandpa is awesome. Because just a can of Coca-Cola or whatever. And like everyone was super stoked about it. It's not a candy, but it was like a Halloween thing that like people were super excited about my grandparents' house for.
You know, all those kids who really loved it were the ones whose parents were like, no caffeine. We don't need you being hyper. And they got the can of Coke and they were like, yes.
Yeah.
Probably most of them, yeah.
I'm going to be on drugs.
And I guess I'll group this with it. That or any of the houses where they handed out like the big version of a candy bar.
Oh.
Those were always like the jackpot.
Oh, that's some bougie shit right there. No one in my neighborhood ever did that.
Yeah, you don't eat those first. You save those for bargaining. Like I set those aside because I know their value.
I've got one whole Kit Kat.
First Gone for me is misleading.
Yeah.
I always saved my favorites for the end. So I would actually, First Gone would be the ones I liked the least. And at the very end, I would have all of my favorites and just like live in luxury.
Or you just don't eat them. Either way.
You just look at them.
I was a hoarder. Sometimes I did
Yeah.
not eat all my candy and I would like hoard it and find it the next year.
Yeah. My next pick is Shock Tarts, also known as Shockers, also known as Sweet Tarts Extreme Sours, which they went through various brand changes, and I don't know why. The original version was so sour, like it would melt your mouth. The current version is still very sour, but not as sour. I love sour candies. That is one of my go-tos. I just bought a bag the other day just because I was like, I want it, but I don't finish the bag because it's like too sour.
I remember freshman year when we lived together, you would have huge stacks of Monster cans on your desk
Yep.
and huge piles of those boxes, like movie boxes of Shock Tarts. You would just,
Yeah.
didn't you think you damaged your taste buds or something at one
Yeah,
point because you ate so many Shock Tarts over such a long period of time?
My tongue was gone. I'm sure everyone gets that thing where if you think about sour candy, your mouth starts to feel the sour candy. You're like, like I get that all the time with the slightest thing, but it's like, I can't wait for sour candy. I love that feeling. I love the sour, the citric acid and malic acid and whatever the other ones are. Love that. High A.
Solid choice. I like a sour candy.
Going with chocolate, we haven't mentioned Butterfinger, and specifically when we were younger, Butterfinger BBs, which were the little like bite-sized versions of the Butterfingers.
Yeah.
Those were so fantastically delicious, and then they disappeared, and I have thought about those ever since.
Oh man, that's a good
Haunt
one.
your dreams.
I want them back.
Yeah, those were good.
And
those were
and
quality.
the tragedy that Butterfinger has changed their recipe in the last like 10 years or so, I forget when, and it's completely different. It does not taste the same. It is not nearly as good. Original Butterfingers, it's probably toxic and full of horrible chemicals, but I don't care. They're delicious.
It tasted fantastic.
In a similar vein, cookies and cream Hershey's.
yeah.
I would put that A above regular. Just like something about their cookies and cream, the white chocolate, the chocolate little crunchy pieces. It's like what I love about a Crunch bar without like having too crunchy. And it's like just I cannot get enough of cookies and cream. I like cookies and cream. Ice cream, I like cookies and cream. Cake, ice cream cake, all these kind of different things.
When I was a kid, that was my favorite candy bar. No competitors whatsoever. It's a good one. It's really sweet. It's like extra sweet
Yeah.
compared to regular
It
chocolate.
really
It's
is.
just like a white chocolate thing. But Wayne?
Skittles and tropical Skittles.
Yeah, Skittles.
Tropical Skittles. Oh my
Well,
god.
sour Skittles. Yeah, anything in the Skittle category, I love.
Oh, sour Skittles also. Yes.
Yeah, they had all kinds of Skittles. That's another one that I considered for First Gone, but it's like there's so many varieties. Depends
Yeah.
what bag you get and what you're craving.
It really does.
Classic.
Yeah. Trying to think of a device. Oh, Tootsie Pops. Fucking Tootsie Pops. How can I forget about
Are
that?
Tootsie Pops and Blow Pops in the same category?
Yeah. Sour apple blow pops are the best blow pop.
Both of
Will not
those?
take any questions.
Yeah,
But
sour apple blow pops are the best.
Tootsie Pops are pretty much all the same between the flavors. Well, I mean, not really. The orange is like very orange. I remember that a lot.
Yeah, they have flavors. They're all right.
But the blow pops are definitely different, and sour apple is my favorite by far. Those are ubiquitous for Halloween candy for me. Definitely out there.
Tootsie was below blow for me, but I like Tootsie Rolls
Oh, yeah,
by
yeah,
themselves.
Oh, Tootsie Rolls are great. I put that right to chocolate. Yeah. Same as chocolate. For me, all chocolate is basically the same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I should have done that one. That's a classic. I mean, I guess we would have agreed.
I don't know if everyone likes this, but I've always liked chocolate-covered raisins and chocolate-covered peanuts. I enjoy both of those a lot.
Raisinets and peanutettes. What are those called?
Yeah, both of those. Well, I don't know if there's a brand of like chocolate covered peanuts, but like you can go to the store and just get like a thing of chocolate covered peanuts. Like we have what's the name of the goddamn international restaurant we have here in Cincinnati? Why am I blanking on it?
What?
The one where the international food store where you can buy food from all over the world.
Jungle
There's two of them.
Gyms.
Jungle Gyms.
Jungle Jams?
Yeah.
They have like a whole section of like I guess handcrafted chocolate or whatever you can get, and they just have like a box of like gummy worms that aren't like necessarily brand name. They've got like M&M peanuts and stuff. I will go and just grab a box of chocolate covered peanuts or chocolate covered raisins sometimes and just be really happy with those.
Yeah.
But no one ever seemed excited. I always got everyone's chocolate covered raisins, and I was like, these are good. I don't know why you don't like them.
I don't like the raisins, but the chocolate covered peanuts,
Yeah.
bangers.
My next one, and I'll probably like finish off with this, is something that you would get in an individual bag. It was handmade. People probably know it now as Muddy Buddies, but puppy chow.
Puppy chow,
Like,
yeah.
Getting a little Ziploc bag of puppy chow in your Halloween candy was like, incredible because it was homemade too.
I feel like that's something that we don't get to experience now.
You can get it in the store as Muddy
The
Buddies.
Muddy Buddies, and they have flavors. They have like peanut butter and cookies and cream. Those are good. Those are tasty.
It's pretty close, but nothing's like that homemade, just soak like in Muddy Buddies. Like again, I got it relatively recently. You can actually see the checks in Puppy Chow. You can't see that there's any checks.
Was like
underneath
lumpy.
it. It's lumpy. It's just solid. But you get like a cluster of like 10 in one.
Oh, that was the best when you get one that's like just a piece of chocolate with checks and stuff in it, and you eat it like it's a little candy bar.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Those people know how to live.
Yeah.
That's classic.
That's a classic.
Yeah, I haven't had that since I was in elementary school. I pretty much, I think.
Gotta make some.
Nobody makes me Puppy Chow anymore.
I used to be stoked to get Rice Krispie treats.
Oh, Rice Krispie treats are good.
In the homemade vein, there was a house that made homemade Rice Krispie treats for Halloween, and they like covered them in chocolate. So it was like a chocolate covered Rice Krispie treat that you could get. It was homemade, that version of it was, but Rice Krispie treats and like those are still Rice Krispie treat cereals. That still exists. God, I loved that as a kid too.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, that was I think I've seen that online.
Rice Krispie treat cereal.
That doesn't mean it exists.
That is
no, not Rice Krispie cereal.
Oh,
yeah,
I was about to say
It was basically like a Rice Krispie treat that they broke into like chunky pieces. So it was like the marshmallowy Rice Krispie.
I thought you didn't know that the cereal came first before the treat. I thought for a second.
No. They had the cereal was Rice Krispies, or there was a Rice Krispie treat cereal that I
did
think
not
still
know
exists,
that.
but they
I
changed
did
the way
not know
it's
that.
done.
We gotta do a cereal tier list. You know,
Oh man.
I
I also feel like I gotta say the homemade Rice Krispies versus store-bought Rice Krispies. I feel like those are two different things.
yeah, they are.
I love store-bought Rice Krispies, but they're like hard. They break. The homemade ones, when you try and like break them and they just like moosh
Yeah.
because they're soft, because they're just
You
made
might
with.
have gotten old ones though.
That's true.
No, I had store bought recently because the corridor office had them. They're very chewy and soft. You might have just had old ones.
They've got birthday cake flavored ones in the store now, and they are phenomenal.
Anyway,
Well, good way to end it, Mark.
Candy. God, I want candy.
I'm such a fucking candy fiend right now.
That was such a good idea. I'm gonna give you a little bit more points.
Thank you.
Well, I was thinking it was going to be really close, but then...
Can I say I'm surprised at 3 exclusions?
What's that?
We didn't mention Snickers bars, Kit Kats, or Twix bars. None of us did.
I know. I feel like I didn't want to focus on chocolate too much. I feel like the chocolate bars are all not that far apart.
I agree, but those are actually lower for me than they are for most people, I think.
Interesting.
Those would be B as opposed to like Baby Ruth was a B growing up, but it's an A now. But like I would not have a Reese cup on the same level as a Kit Kat.
Yeah.
I think Reese cups are way above that.
You must just like peanut more because I would put those at A. Well, no, Snickers has peanut in it, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, no, I would put the bars at A just because they're an elevation of chocolate, and I like that. And the caramel, it's nice.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that we didn't bring those up because those are 3 of the more popular ones, I think.
I was kind of trying to hit a broad spectrum of like categories.
Yeah.
Because I feel like unless there's a specific thing you don't like, if you don't like nuts, if you don't like nougat or whatever, then or caramel, you'll not like a specific bar. But
Oh, that's fair.
the chocolate and the chocolate bars are middle and up, I feel like, pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Unless you're a weirdo who doesn't like chocolate stuff.
Weirdo.
Disgusting.
Except for Whoppers, Milk Duds, and Almond Joys and Mounds, which are straight to the trash for me.
Yeah, well, those are coconut bars. That's fine. I'm offended and hurt forever, but that's fine.
Malted milk balls.
But anyway, this was enlightening. I'm still pretty surprised at all the picks that you guys threw out there, but that's just you know how humanity is. How wonderful is that?
How wonderful is that?
Hey.
And if I look at my very careful notes that I've taken on the Intel scoreboard, I think it's pretty clear to see, for me as well as for anyone who was listening, that although he led almost the entire episode,
That doesn't bode well.
somehow right at the very end, Mark scored points on a thing that wasn't even worth points and won it.
Yeah!
I look forward to the subreddit defending my getting screwed yet again.
It was your Laffy Taffy pick. Yay!
I'm sorry that I was bold and honest.
That's true. I thought you were going to give me some chocolate. If you had gone chocolate compared to where Mark went,
I couldn't pick.
I might have given you that category. I know, well, that's
How come
fair. And,
I couldn't?
and you were honest.
Yeah.
And you have integrity.
Which equals nothing in this world. We learned it here.
And you're a loser. So if there's a lesson you can take from this episode,
Subreddit, defend me vehemently.
if there's a lesson you can take away from this episode, it's that honesty and integrity never bought nobody nothing.
What I meant to say was Almond Joy and Mounds, first gone.
Wade wins.
Hey, God, I love lying.
Change.
Mark wins. Lying never pays. Don't lie, kids. Okay. Anyway, yeah, congratulations, Mark. That was really close. You really did sincerely lead like almost the whole time, Wade, and you had some really good picks. Laffy Taffy came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Unfortunately, interesting is not always worth points. I'm sorry.
It was the only one at the top of my list, like in the A tier, that I like consistently couldn't drop below something else. And I was like, there are times where I'm craving this, times when I'm not. Laffy Taffy, I can pretty much just always eat.
No, that's fair. Like that is bold to take that.
It's not a bad candy. It's not bad.
It is not my favorite, but it's one that never drops down.
It's legit.
I don't know.
Well, Mark, winner's speech.
I love
Great Victor.
I love candy way too much, but just remember, everybody, do brush your teeth and floss. It's not that I've lost any in my teeth, but apparently I don't brush too much. That's really the question.
Brush the right amount.
Brush the right amount. Apparently there's a wrong amount, especially with electric toothbrush. Apparently I've brushed away some of my gum. My teeth are very healthy and very good, and I don't have any cavities, but my
Doctors
gum.
will one day find out it was the sour candy that ate away your gums.
No, that I talked about that. I said, like, I think I might have a cavity because of sour candy. It's like, no, because every time I eat sour candy, I brush really hard and I make sure. But apparently what I'm doing is like I'm eroding away my gums with how much I'm over brushing.
So acid from sour combined with the brushing away. You were just melting it and then helping it along.
No, my teeth are fine. My teeth are 100% okay. It's because the gums have exposed the root.
Everyone knows sour candy only attacks the gums. That's a fact.
It's not. Are you listening to me?
I just made it up. Of course it is.
I feel like Wade is mocking you like you're being an idiot, but I don't understand where that's coming from. You believed the dentist?
Yeah, you're right. Don't overbrush. I actually know somebody else who overbrushed and brushed their gums away too. That is a thing.
Yeah, and it exposes the roots.
You can floss too hard too.
Exactly. So just like remember, but do floss, because I have started flossing every day and it's been
Yes.
actually helping a lot. It's been helping an incredible amount. I'm like, oh shit, they were right the whole time.
Yeah.
It stops bleeding after a while.
But don't floss like you're using a weed whacker, and don't brush like you're using a weed whacker.
Use a toothbrush, not a weed whacker.
Yeah, you're not supposed to floss under your tooth and around the other side. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do that. That's probably
I
bad.
pull the tooth out, I fully floss, and I put it back in. What's the
I
problem?
pop her out, rub it on my shirt a little bit.
Mark at the dentist. Show me how you floss.
Okay, watch this.
All the way around.
See, first I take my jaw off, and then I brush it.
What? I'm sorry. How is this flossing? Oh.
I just imagine watching you brush your teeth, you like touch the tooth, and then like you pull your lip down and you just go scrubbing at the gums like as hard as you can.
Dude, apparently, like those electronic toothbrush, the ultrasonic ones, they go,
Yeah.
and you do not need to do a full 2 minutes with those apparently. So,
Yep.
Anyway, that's my winter speech.
That dental health is important, kids. Spay and neuter your kids. Spay and neuter your kids. That's not the one. No, wait.
Oh, wow.
The other
These
one.
days, maybe.
Your animal children. Spay and neuter them. That's the one I meant.
All right.
Yeah. Wade, loser speech. Anything? How you been?
Spay and neuter your pets too, along with the kids. I don't know. Thanks for listening. Happy Halloween, and make sure you check your candy before you eat it, because there's weird people out there, unfortunately.
Nah, it's probably fine. I survived. That'll be
In
fine.
that lady's house made of candy in the woods, you can trust her.
You just take part of her house. That one's an easy one.
Yeah. And you go inside and she'll make you a turkey or something.
Where her house, I put B tier. It was all right.
Witch's house.
The witch's house. Hi B. Hi B.
Bad experience. Unrelated to the candy.
Awful the amount of flies you have to lick off the outside to get to the good part.
Runts! Runts!
I mentioned runs.
Oh,
No.
forgot about runts.
Nah.
I love runts.
Not that good.
They have banana flavor.
Runts are great.
They're good.
I love the runts from the candy machine outside of the convenience store, the one that's
Yes.
been open and everyone sticks their hand in. You know, you put a quarter in, it slides out on the tube and into the tray everyone like drools into. You scoop those up and you shove them right in your mouth. Runts.
Oh yeah.
Love them.
Man, I'm glad I was a kid last time I used a candy dispenser. That is just a horrifying thing in modern. As an adult, I don't like it.
There's a different perspective in the last few years than we would have had younger. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to Distractible, gentle listeners. Thank you for checking us out.
Candy corn's better than you think.
Ooh, to that I say. And also make sure that you follow the podcast on whatever platform you listen. It's free on all platforms. And this one that you're listening right now, it's free. If you're paying someone for this, check on that. And yeah, follow each of us individually as well, because we all make content and do things. At Markiplier on most things, at LordMinion777, or Minion777 on Twitch. I am MySkerm. Don't worry, I'll never spell it correctly. Just search for Markiplier friend Bob, and you'll find all my content.
Well, wait, that could be either one of us.
That's true. You'll never know. It's just our voices, so you have no idea who's who. We don't sound different.
Which one of us is the host and which one of us is Wade?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, so that's it. Oh, and the merch. Don't forget about the merch at store.distractablepodcast.com. I'm only 80% sure that's correct, but I don't want to check this time.
You said it so confidently, I was jealous because I'm never that confident when I say
know.
it, even when I fake it.
Next time I'll probably have 85% at least.
Hopefully.
That's the end of the episode. Thank you for listening. Whew. Thank you for listening. Happy Halloween. And yeah, enjoy your bags of candy. And if you're an adult, especially if you're a parent, just go steal some from one of those stupid kids.
Enjoy your kids' candy.
They don't know, yeah. And steal the good stuff. They don't know what's good. That's gonna be it for us. As we like to say at the end of the thing, podcast out.